Yeah, absolutely. Just like slay. Yo. His palms.
Good morning, Turfs Up Radio. Wayne Vo's Profits Unlimited coming to you live from Louisville, Kentucky. Yes, indeedy. We have a Derby weekend show planned for you guys. We got a couple serious things we're going to talk about, but we're also going to talk a lot of Derby and Oaks and the fun of that. I got my Derby pin on. I was lucky to get a gold Derby pin, so um, we'll see if that pans out. You get an opportunity to win a lot of different prizes if you get a Derby pin. They have these little pins, like a little lapel pin or something, that you buy and get into the Derby events with it. And they're about, I don't know, $7 to $10. I think I really can't remember how much they are, but anyway, you get a gold when you register, and then you got a chance to win 20,000 cash. So we'll see. Um, we'll see. I'll let you know. We'll find out here shortly. But but anyway, got my Derby pin on, got my pink on today for Oaks. They Friday before Derby, we have a big segment called the Oaks, and that is a pink day at Churchill Downs, and they have a big survivors of breast cancer walk that day that walk the track prior to that race. So if you get a chance to check it out, on TV, it's worth watching. It's good. It's all fillies. It's like in with the Derby, you get the garland of roses, but the Oaks is all fillies, and they call it the lilies for the fillies. It's a huge spread of lilies put together that they win. So, anyways, we'll talk a little bit more about that. But hey, I appreciate you guys tuning in here with me. Looking forward to a great show today. Want to thank everybody here on Turfs Up Radio hopping on before me this morning. And that includes the Turf Nerds and Eric Jones and Jennifer and Daniel with the pump station and his fun facts coming through. And here we are, to Profit Time here on Turfs Up Radio. So looking forward to a good show today. But hopefully you guys have had a great week. Hopefully you've had an outstanding week personally. And we've been very fortunate around here at WLS. We had a really good week. Weather cooperated predominantly. We had one day that was pretty wet, but I think it was Wednesday, but we needed to rain. I mean, it's crazy to say. And the next week looks like we got on and off rain all week long, so we'll see how that pans out. But yeah, we definitely needed the water, and we're fortunate enough to get some water on all the lawns and plants and things that we've put in and whatnot. So that's what's going on here today. We're not into a whole lot here at WLS. We got just me and Daniel and Katie and Kyle in today for a little bit, and then we'll be bailing out of here, I guess. And all of our other team members were given the day off for such a great spring effort, and so everybody got the day off today, paid. So that's what we were doing for our team members today, is giving them an extended time off and not have to worry about missing any hours doing it. So, with that being said, let's take a short break. But yeah, it was a little slower around here this week as far as new phone calls coming in, but it always is Derby week. We talked a little bit about that on Wednesday, but had a decent week though. Few leads come in, few new accounts put on. I got one account that I was really surprised that I got. I don't know if that ever happens to you guys or not, but yeah, it was like, oh man, I really can't believe they did that. It's one of those moments. So, uh, but hey, we think we're going to get them, or we wouldn't send the proposal, right? So, and that's one thing, we don't sit there and scratch our head and adjust the numbers to try to get something. Um, that's just not the game we play. We're not going to talk about that today, though. But yeah, we hope so. Hopefully, you had a few new sales that you added on um, this week, and as well, it's always great to add that new work. The recurring work's great. The one-off landscapes and lighting and all it's great too. It all adds up. So, um, just And that's one of the advantages of being diversified, is you've got multiple different opportunities for revenue streams coming into your company. And I think when you look at most companies, that's what they look at as, hey, what's our revenue streams look like? Is it all one thing, or is there different opportunities for multiple different things to bring in revenue for the company? So we're not going to get deeper into that than that conversation right there, but certainly something good to talk about in the future, and we certainly will. We certainly will. But yeah, I wanted to share something yesterday that I did that was kind of funny, and uh, we got this little landscape project completed for as a residential job, and guy was super happy. And we always like them when they're happy, right? Guy was really happy about the work that we did for him and getting it cleaned up and that whole thing, and shot the invoice out to him. And I swear it wasn't 2 minutes later, he paid that invoice, through his portal. And it was funny. I'm like, oh man, I wish he'd have waited, till tonight, to pay. And everybody's like, well, why? I said, well, it's the 30th, man. If he pays on the first, it rolls over in the next month, as far as income and yeah, I wanted the sandbag one. That's what Kyle said. I want the sandbag one, but no, just move one into the next month. But hey, that's part of it. And Daniel was funny. He says, "Gosh, complain when they don't pay and complain when they do pay too soon, right, Daniel?"
There you go.
So, but hey, that's a lot better complaint, and easier complaint. Um, when we're paying really fast like that, so we're not really complaining that they're paying. Heck, no, it's better than chasing. You know. Speaking of chasing, we did have a guy that we got a notification on a chargeback on a deposit for a landscape, and through our software. So we took care of that, and I don't know, the guy got a little frustrated. This goes back to October of last year. It came in late in October. I think it was like toward Halloween. I think it was, and paid a deposit on some work that we were going to do. You know, what probably mid December for him was the target date, and he was good with that and that whole thing. But problem was it starts snowing the first week of December here, so didn't get it done, and one thing led to the next, and he's like, well, I want to get it done, and then by the time we didn't have snow on the ground and we could put it in, he was frustrated, blah blah blah. So long story short, hey, we get them paying early, then we get them disputing the charge that we didn't do what we said we were going to do, and we never fight those things. I mean, I don't know. I mean, unless it's legit. Now we'll fight it if when I say fight it, it's not really fighting it. All you got to do is prove that you got documentation on hand on why you ran somebody's card. So that, and again, that's another reason why you need service contracts within your business if you're doing any credit card work, for people or whatnot, is so if they do decide they want to go back and do a chargeback, we got the documentation of the signed contract. And if we wanted to be buttholes with this guy, we could, because he authorized the work, he authorized the deposit, and he paid his deposit, and then um, through no fault of our own. And I know guys are going to ask, why isn't the work done, Kyle? What's he sitting on May 1st and that landscape work not done? Do you know, Katie? Was he just waiting on plants or waiting on him, or he just wouldn't pull the trigger? What was up on that, cowboy? So, lack of response, ghosted. Yeah. So, any Hoosers. All right, you out of here? Oh, okay. All right. So Kyle's getting ready to take a little road trip. He's going to start his camping season, Daniel. I'm jealous.
Well, you got to pull the trigger.
Well, we got to find somewhere decent to go.
Oh, that can't be the excuse. There's plenty of places. You just got to,
I'm,
here's the nothing's going to be the same. And you're letting perfection get in the way of good enough?
Damn,
You're gonna
man.
have a great summer no matter where you go if you just go somewhere.
You know what?
You're never gonna find the spot that's Green River Lake State Park.
Bam. Say that again. Say that you're letting.
Perfection get in the way of good enough. Sometimes we let good enough get in the way of great, but sometimes it works the other way too.
Yeah. You know what? You might be right. That's very well put. Very well put. That
Just find one, get somebody on board so you're not sitting there alone,
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
just go.
I almost had one actually. If it had been paved, I'd have been there. You know, up that other park that's there in Campbellsville, but
Yeah.
I just wasn't up to doing the dust on the regular, you know?
Yeah.
Because we did that one year. You don't remember probably. You were probably, you remember the KOA we stayed at?
The cornfield one?
That one? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
You know, but and all the dust and oh my God, it was just trying to keep your stuff cleaned up was something else. And I don't know, but if I could have found that place paved, you know, so I don't know. We do have a place for August, and I mean that's good enough. You know that to your point's good enough. But I don't know. That slot might be a little bit small. I'm gonna have to roll down there. I I did. The other said, "Oh my God,
If the
Joe."
camper fits,
Well, that's what I'm wondering if the camper will fit.
surely you could just
You
call
know,
them and ask
it
the
it
length
it
of it.
says it's 43 feet or something, and the camper's only right at 40. So it should fit, but it's on an angle. We need Katie to figure this out for us. You know, you know. So
The worst thing that can happen is that you have to leave.
yeah,
Yeah, you're doing something. You had a weekend adventure. There you go. That was part of the fun, part of the memory.
part of the memory.
Let's
Oh my God, y'all are hoots. You know, they're all right. Tab told me this morning, she said, I'm going to become a camping expert here pretty soon. She said, I'm going to have to find you a place to camp because you're just way too, she didn't call it distraught. What did she say? Mood. That you know, this has really got you in a bad mood thinking you're not going camping all summer again. So I forgot what she said. A
Well, here's what you can
campground
do. You've
hunter.
already been talking about selling your RV. So just sell your RV, get you a travel trailer, something that you can still use and it's still decent, but it's not Taj Mahal status, and drag it down to the
Dust Bowl.
Dust Bowl for a summer. And then if you get back to going to the lake, you can sell that, take the money that you made from the whatever, and then buy you another Taj Mahal. Take down to Green River Lake.
Hmm. Damn. You know, these business decisions, and these are business decisions, really. I mean, you know, fun business decisions we need to make. So I don't know. Just curious what you guys think about it. If anybody's got an opinion out there, let me know. I'd be anxious to hear it. 502-550-8307. Love to hear your opinion on it. See what you think. But we'll get off that for a second. And that did turn a light on though, Daniel, for real. Just like good enough, be good enough for a while. Charlie said something like that last weekend. He did it. It wasn't exactly that, but it was the same wavelength. You know, he's like, this ain't where we want to be, but it's where we can be.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
so I don't know. I don't know. You're right. You're right. So, with that being said, let's move along and talk about the 152nd running of the Kentucky Derby in a second. But before we talk about that, I do want to throw in a little something serious about my phone when I said serious clicked in. That's something. Want to talk about professionalism a little bit. And because it still amazes me. And I know I'm going to maybe step on a few toes, but hopefully you got your steel toe boots on. But I literally got a picture that of a guy online that let and it's not one person, it's a lot. So, and Daniel, you can tell me what's wrong with this, okay? Because I can tell I'm getting ready to get a rebuttal because he knows what I'm going to talk about. But and that's okay. But as a business owner, I think there is a certain level of expectations of how you look you should be concerned with. I just really do. And if you say, Wayne, that's old time thinking, I'm okay with that. You ain't hurting my feelings. I get it. But on the other hand, I just really do believe that as an industry, there's a big percentage of us that really do not focus in on professionalism from that aspect. Because professionalism, it goes way past clean trucks, clean equipment, uniforms. I ask, if we're talking about this in a seminar and we say, hey, what's your definition of professionalism? And there's not a wrong answer. There's really not. There's really not a wrong answer. But, most people say, well, keeping your equipment clean or keeping your trucks clean, wearing uniforms, not having holes in your shirt. And the list goes on and on and on and on. But realistically, I think when we ask ourselves, what's professionalism? I think it boils down to it's everything we do. It's literally everything we do within our businesses. It's how we answer our phone. It's how we talk to our customers. How we present ourselves. It is clean trucks, uniforms, and clean equipment, and that whole thing as well. But it's having letterhead and envelopes and looking professional, right? And you got to look professional. You got to look professional. And if you scroll through, and I'm again, this is Wayne just being silly about, I guess, at my age, right? But I want you guys to know that you need to keep your damn hair cut. If you want a beard, have a beard, but keep it clean and trimmed and looking professional and not all wild and woolly. Now, you say, Wayne, what's that got to do with the quality of work I do or pricing or it? It's got nothing to do with your side of it, but it's got a lot to do from the perception of the consumer side of it. Now, I know some people are going to say they don't care. It's all about, price. It's all about getting the job done. They expect it out of our industry. Why does the consumer have to expect it out of our industry for you as a business owner to look less than professional? You may be the smartest person in the world. You may have the best business model in the world. But gosh, you owe it to yourself to look professional. You owe it to yourself to look professional. And I mean, you guys have heard me say it a million times, and not because I'm saying it, but, and I didn't even come up with this, Kyle did, that the image you reflect is the income you should expect. And that's what I want y'all to think about. I mean, Katie, what's your opinion on the image like that with people? You're a homeowner. Somebody comes to your house, but you can have a beard and still be professional. You can have long hair and still look professional. But you can also have a beard and long hair and look like unruly. That's a good word. And that's this picture right here that I've got. This is unruly. And I just wish you would change for your sake, not mine. Because you know what? It doesn't affect me. It helps me in my company. For all you guys out there looking like you haven't had a haircut and haven't had your beard trimmed up, in a year or 8 months or whatever, that's your own choice. But don't sit back and cry and complain and moan about, oh, well, I can't get good help, or I can't, get a good customer base, or I can't, and you think, well, Wayne, you've lost your mind. Help's got nothing to getting Compton help's got nothing to do with your ability or how you look. Well, yeah, it does. Birds of a feather flock together. And if you look like a piece of garbage, you're going to attract garbage. That's just it. Let's see. Each industry has a different image of professionalism. You can be in the industry and still look professional. Absolutely. Because we're stereotyped enough as an industry as lack of education, stuck because we can't do anything else. And if that's the way you like it, then that's the way you like it. Stay in that rut. But for your own sake, you need to consider getting out of that, it doesn't matter rut, because it does matter. It does matter. And, I'm not trying to say, because you're seeing a lot of this on social media now where these business owners go in looking really rough into their establishments and seeing how they're being treated by the people that are running their companies for them. And that's part of it too. You don't want to judge a book by the cover. That's why I said you may look unprofessional, but you may be very professional. But are you going to get the opportunity to deliver your professional message to people if you look less than professional? Because just looking the part doesn't mean you're going to be professional either. So, hey, you can have a nice trim beard, nice haircut going on, and not be really good at running your business, right? So it's not that that's what's going to make you successful or not, but it can be what affects the type of clientele and the type of employees that you're bringing into your business. So I don't know, that's just my 2 cents worth on it. So when you look at professionalism, let it start at home and let it start with you, and let yourself look professional. Because, what it really boils down to is professionalism really is a million things. It's everything you do within your company. And it's not a sometime thing. That's where we get confused too. Well, I'm going to go out here to this CEU class, or I'm going to go to this seminar, or I'm going to do this and look professional. But once I'm out of there, I'm back to being my old habits again. But what really separates you from your competitor is training, education, and knowledge.
So because I'm just trying to think about it from
All
like
right.
a psychological perspective. To you, what does professional mean? Like, let me explain my question a little, maybe. What, not just like what is the definition or what does, but like what does it really mean? If someone says, like, what about what makes something professional, I guess.
I think what makes something professional is a culmination of everything you do as an owner.
But
in a
specifically
business.
what? Because everything you do could be having raggedy hair and also
Okay, all right. Well, I
dirty
was gonna.
trucks. But like specifically beyond just the habits, but like what
You look good.
characteristic? But what is? But like okay, so explain like good though.
I think you look in shape, not in shape, skinny, fat in shape, but that could be a bearing as well. But I'm talking about you look like you're well put together. And
To yourself?
to your potential client.
Okay. So you're
I
saying
think that's who, that's, you should care yourself, but if you don't
right.
care what you look like, care about the image you're projecting out there to the people that you're trying to provide service for.
So
Now,
so in a lot of ways, professionalism is like packaging on a product.
absolutely, I agree 100%
It
with that
doesn't
analogy.
guarantee that the
Product
toaster strudel
inside's
inside
good,
tastes good, but
but it
it
looks good.
makes someone want to pick it up and try it.
It creates perceived value before somebody
I
knows.
think it
I
creates
think
a
that's
little bit
what
of
it is.
trust, maybe.
You know,
Like if someone's willing to put this much effort into their packaging, their appearance, then maybe they're willing to put this much effort into my service.
correct. That's my opinion, and that's Mike's opinion. That's what he just said. I think it's overall having a grip on your life, then that translates into your business. You know, but if your hair's all wild and your beard's all wild, and I'm not going to put this person's picture up on, in video,
But
but
just picture Forrest Gump when he's doing his running.
yeah, yeah, this is it. That is the picture. Almost. That is it. That is the picture. And would you hire that? Well, the answer is yes for some people, but certainly I've declined work from different people that I've had looking at jobs for me at the house because they just didn't look professional. No, they might have done the best job in the world, but they just didn't look the part. And to me, that's important. I think that is important to a lot of people. I don't know.
If somebody here's something to think about though. If somebody says, "Hey, I guarantee this is the person. I've worked with them before. They're really great. They're trustworthy. They're not gonna, bug your house or whatever, steal your jewelry, and you should work with them because they're the best in the business, and they look like that."
Are you asking, is that my opinion?
No, I'm asking, would you work with somebody if you had a friend reference or refer you to somebody who, and they said all those things? They're the best person. You can trust them. No one's going to
Then
do it
I
like
would
they
trust
do it.
that. I would trust
So it
that.
goes back to
But then look at the
the
levels of
unknown.
trust that had to be built
Right.
through a secondary source
Correct.
versus, hey, yeah, I trust. If you tell me, hey, man, I've used this guy, he's good, well, then I feel comfortable that the guy's going to be okay.
Right.
But I'm trusting you, not what he
Right.
or she looks like.
Yes. It's the, I think it just goes back to the same point. When you don't know, when you're building trust, the packaging matters.
Yes, 100%. And that's a good way of putting it. It's different, but it's good. The packaging, and that's what it is, right?
Yeah, you want somebody to pick your company up off the shelf.
Yeah.
What's going to make them do that? Is it going to be the can that has dents in it, or is it going to be the one that's shiny and colorful and
Yeah. Which one do you want to try first? Is the thing. And I think that's what I would like to see our industry really, what it boils down to is pride. I would like to see our industry take a little more pride in themselves because I really do believe pride's a mindset. It's the way you feel about what you do and how you do it, why you do it, you know. And I think if we start with ourselves first, then we're going to be more successful at any level. At any level. I'm a firm believer at that. You know, uh, whether you're doing 10 lawns a week or a million a week or whatever you're doing, I think pride's a mindset. You're 100% in control of your own mindset. Your company size doesn't have anything to do with it. But what you have to have is confidence in yourself. Now, you can have confidence in yourself and look like that guy in that picture and be good at what you do. Like I said, I've personally met this guy. So he talks smart. He got really good business ideas. But to look at him, it's like dude, why are you putting yourself at a disadvantage? You know, and I really do think we put ourselves at a disadvantage, you know, but how do we put ourselves at an advantage is we look professional, we act professional, we get paid professionally. And then we've got more confidence in what we're doing. And if that doesn't create the confidence that you need and you still got a low self esteem, you got to ask yourself, what's really driving my bus? What's really driving your business, in other words? You know, is it your competitor or do you want to drive it with the concept of we're going to be more professional, we're going to have pride in what we're doing? You know, we take one of the biggest things that we promote around here at Wayne's Lawn Service is pride and professionalism. Have pride in what you're doing. You know, we use that acronym of professional results in daily efforts. Nobody's going to be perfect. I'm not, you're not, nobody is. There wasn't but one person walked on water. But the reality of it is, we've got to have pride in ourselves to gain the confidence that we need to be more successful. And that pride starts with looking and acting professional yourself first. And if not, then a low self esteem sets in. And when a low self esteem sets in, your competitors won. So it's up to you to look at yourself, make a realistic self evaluation, and correct it. I'll say that again. You got to look at yourself, make a realistic self evaluation, and ask yourself, do I look like a business owner? Do I look like a professional? Do I act like a professional? And in your mind, if your answer is yes to all that, then so be it. But if you can look at yourself and say, you know what? I don't really mind this look. My significant other likes this look. But at the end of the day, you know, my customers probably aren't too impressed with this. Yeah, I work hard, but working hard's got nothing to do with your beard being unruly and your hair being unruly. And, you know, you're rolling up looking like a $2 outfit, then you're going to get paid as a $2 outfit. You got to be the one to look at yourself and say, you know what? I am going to do it different and better than my competitor. You know, that's the good thing about this industry. And I'm just going to say it and I'm going to make some people mad, but I'm going to say it. The good thing about this industry is you don't have to work too hard to look better and act better and be more professional than the other people in your market surrounding you in most cases. Because there's a whole lot of companies out there that just don't care about how they look. They don't care about what perception of reality they're living in as far as returning phone calls and working with customers and calling customers back and responding to complaints. It's like, oh, no big deal. So, you know, you don't have to do too much differently to set yourself apart to be more professional. But when you do decide to set yourself apart to be more professional, a lot of different things do happen, you know. And I'm not standing up here on a pulpit preaching. I don't want y'all to hear that. But what I do want you to hear is we make mistakes too, and we get people mad at us, and we have people fire us, and, you know, we fire people and clients, and it goes both ways, you know. But I really wish everybody would make a more conscientious effort to look more professional and act more professional. And then you get paid more professionally. And when we get paid more professionally, then all of a sudden we see the importance of it. So don't worry what everybody else is doing. You know, you cannot control anybody else. But what you can control is yourself. So take a look at yourself, take a look at your business, and make a realistic self evaluation and correct it if it needs to be corrected. But again, that's strictly up to you. Or you can be that service that says, oh, it don't matter. People know they're hiring, somebody to mow their lawn, or they're hiring somebody to treat their lawn, or they're mowing somebody to. We start minimizing what we're doing. And that really, Daniel, I swear that frustrates me more than anything, is when we minimize our services, not believing it, but we're considering it menial labor. You know, hey, man, it's just mowing a lawn, it's just treating the lawn, it's just putting landscape lighting in. I'm gonna go home, have a beer, and forget about it. Well, you can still go home and have a beer and forget about it, but do it professionally. You can still do it professionally. But you know what? I'm going to say it one last time, and I'm going to stop beating this drum today. But who wins when you change? That's the question. Who wins when you change? It's absolutely right. You do. You win. Your customers win. Your company culture wins. And when you start getting all these little wins, the big wins take care of themselves. We'll be right back. Well, that got me a little cranked up talking about pride and professionalism, because I'm here to tell you, man, I really do think that's where we could all be a little bit better, without a doubt. And who wins is you. You're the one that wins. And like I said, my dad came up with that acronym for pride many years ago. That professional results and daily efforts. We've got it on our website, and we want our customers to know regularly that we take pride in what we do. We don't claim to be perfect. Don't want to be perfect. It's a good reality, but it's a tough thing to live up to. It's kind of like I hate to go back on this, but the camping. You know, you're looking for utopia, man, and then sometimes you find it, but most times you don't. And don't put that kind of pressure on yourself. So, uh, not saying minimize your business at all, but the perfection thing can be a little challenging. So, but with that being said, we want to talk about a few little derby derby things, and it's amazing how big it's grown. I mean, this is, I think, what, 152 years of derbies. There's been a couple years, I think, through there missed for one reason or another, but other than that, I mean, since 1875, they've been running a Kentucky Derby here in Louisville, Kentucky, at Churchill Downs, and it's first leg of the Triple Crown, as they call it. But it is the longest continuing running sport in the U.S. Daniel, event,
Mm.
not sport, but event. So that's pretty cool to know. So
Yeah.
I wonder if they were gambling on horses back
yeah.
that long ago, or if they were,
I'm sure.
if they were racing to be first, there had to be a motivation to get there.
Sure, it was
Yeah,
money.
it was money or gold, bullets,
Something.
you know,
Something with value.
something with value. But it is crazy, all the buildup, to it for what normally a 2 minute horse race.
Yeah.
But it's really it's kind of like the race is the culmination of it all. It's kind of like you building your business, and you getting up every day and working hard, and you know uh, the derby, if you will, is your exit interview at some point. I mean, what? Hey, would you put this effort into it, and this is what you got out. So, but it's pretty crazy when you look at the Derby overall in general. Um, on today, we were talking about doing a pot. We do some things at the Derby party, our Derby party, where we pick horses out of a cup is how we do it for all the races. But doing like a last place race,
Yeah.
where you pick the last place horse, which is pretty cool if you think about it. I think we might have to pull that one off, man.
Yeah. You
Wonder,
could do any position, really. You could do it.
yep,
Whoever
second.
gets in whatever.
Yeah. Just be something different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something different to do. So keep us abreast of that tomorrow, Daniel.
All right.
Yeah. Because Daniel's already went ahead and made up a bunch of for all the races tomorrow, our little horses that we'll cut out and stick in and draw out of our cups. But it's pretty neat to think you're one of 20, when it comes, because they allow the 20 top earners, and I don't know, there's some criteria to qualify,
Mm-hmm.
but when you're one of 20 of something, that's pretty dang on good.
Yeah.
Because, today when we were talking about, coming in last, but yeah, you come in last out of the 20 best horses in the world, pretty much. I mean,
Yeah.
there may be an outlier to that. But so, as weird as it sounds to say you came in 20th in the Derby, it's still, a pretty daggone good accomplishment just to, be in the race. And I know they're all 3-year-olds, but I don't know how they judge that, you know?
What do you mean?
Like birthday time. They got to be 3 by a certain day or not after.
I guess it would just be by Derby, right?
Might be. I'm not 100% sure. That didn't pop up on my fun fact check. Let's see. Says fun fact. John Asher, I believe, was CEO or board member of Churchill Downs, was from Litchfield, where he lives. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he passed away. Yeah, he was there a long time. He was there a really long time. Super nice guy. He always did a really good interview, Seth, when he was on TV. With that, and they would talk to him. He always did a really good interview. I remember the Secretariat back in what was that, 73? You talked about that, Daniel. I think it was 73. Was actually the fastest Derby ever completed. Is under 2 minutes, is like 1:59 or something. Is right at, but that horse went on to win the Triple Crown. And I might have said something earlier wrong when I said Aladar ran second. It wasn't Aladar. We need to fact check that. Who was it ran
War
second?
Hero or something, maybe?
Who
Or is that
ran
way
second?
That might actually be like way before.
Who runs second to Secretariat? Yeah. But because Aladar was affirmed in Aladar. Those were the two horses that
Sham?
Sham. Okay. Mm-hmm. Where, yeah, that would have that horse would have been a Triple Crown winner had it not been for Secretariat being so good. And I mean that horse just smoked everybody by a whole bunch of lengths. You know, so how bad would that stink?
Yeah.
To have the qualifying times, you know, in any other Derby in the Triple Crown to win them.
Be like being the second best player to Michael Jordan your whole career.
Yeah. Oh lordy, but it is crazy, and it's fun though how some people do a little of their betting. But
So I looked up the number of 3-year-old horses.
yeah,
And it can range between 15 and 20,000 breeding
wow,
horses. 3-year-olds.
and it gets narrowed down to 20.
Yep.
And then what we've had one or two scratch, so there's been a couple of replacements put in, which is pretty cool. So I'm sure they keep 2 or 3 in the background on that. They it's funny, the favorite drew the number 1 post position, which means they're closest to the rail, but evidently those trainers don't and jockeys ain't wild about being down that close to that rail, getting trapped in, or whatever it is. So
I also looked up the birthday thing.
yeah.
So in racing, all horses celebrate their birthday on January 1st.
Oh really?
Yep.
Regardless.
Yep. So if you're born in that year, that's when your birthday is. Your horse birthday.
That's interesting. So like anybody born in 2026 is got a January 1st birthday.
Yep. According, I think it's like Vietnam. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
South Korea, something like that.
Oh, that could really put somebody at a disadvantage as well as an advantage, depending on where their birthday's at in the year, couldn't it, as far as development and everything else?
In theory, yes. Um, but I don't know as far as practicality what the what the average was Secretariat a little older, a little younger, was last year's Derby winner a little older, a little younger, I don't know what that actually plays out to be.
Yeah. Seth says if he gets lucky enough to win any money, Katie, he's going to buy Wayne's Lawn Service lunch one day, and Katie gets to pick where we go.
There you go.
That's awful nice of Seth, isn't it? Absolutely. Absolutely. They sell a few things out there at the Churchill Downs too, man. It's incredible what they generate, I'm sure, in revenue
Oh
and
gosh.
profit.
Can only imagine.
This week, because it used to be, Derby was the day, and then they added Oaks. Now they got Thurby, and now we got something called Wednesday, WINS Day. And then Tuesday is what, 502?
Tuesday.
50 Tuesday. So it's really turned into a huge week long event, which is great for, our community and income and all the businesses around it and whatnot. So makes it really, really cool. Let's see. Mike said Seth is just brown nosing. I'll see that lunch bet and raise him a cocktail.
There you go.
There you go, man. Dang,
Well,
Katie, you
mint
got your
julep.
fans. Be a mint julep. You ever had one, Daniel?
I think so.
They're not all that.
I think they're okay, but I'm
But
not big on the
the
the intensity of it. I
yeah,
like the other one a little bit better.
the Lily's drink.
Yeah, I can't remember what that's
Yeah, I
called.
can't think of what it is either. I was asking Katie.
Oh,
It's called the Lily. Okay. That's a good drink. But the mint julep is the official drink of, Churchill Downs and Derby Day and that whole thing. But it's crazy. I forgot what they cost. Look and see what a mint julep costs, Daniel. Look at it.
$17.
Is that what they are? That ain't
No, I
bad,
just
then.
guessed. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
It's every bit of that. I'd be surprised if it's not 25. But they sell about 120,000 of them on Derby Day
Julep.
with a
22.
$22 a share. So there you go. There you a
Oh my
$1,000
gosh,
for
imagine.
your own mint julep cup or a gold plated cup for $5,000. The thing is, they sell them.
Yeah,
They got to be selling some of them.
somebody's getting them.
But man, that's crazy. But they sell 120,000 mint juleps on average out there.
Just on Derby Day, you said?
Yeah, served over Derby weekend. So I
Oh,
guess
okay.
Friday, Saturday.
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess they race on Sunday too.
probably. Yeah, I'd say maybe. Probably so.
Let's see. They spend a lot of money on hats and extravagant headwear. That's true.
Yeah.
They Tab got her a fascinator. Matter of fact, last year
Mm-hmm.
to wear, and she wore it to work yesterday with her little get up. They had a little derby thing at work yesterday, so um, she's looking forward to wearing it tomorrow.
You know, a filly is a female horse specifically under the age of 4.
Oh,
It
so is the
holds.
Oaks? Do they have to be under 4?
I think they're 2, right? Or
I
is
don't
that
know.
3? I know. I think they have a specific age, but I thought maybe it was 2. But it might be
Do the fillies, when they do the Oak race, do they carry
Oaks.
a specific weight like they do
I'm
in the
sure
Derby?
that probably.
Because with the Derby, I think they carry 126 pounds.
I'm sure it's probably a pretty standard over just racing in general. 3-year-old.
3-year-old fillies.
And a
Okay.
colt is a male horse under the age of 4.
All right. So,
But yeah, I think it's just a standard weight carried over racing, right?
now I don't know.
To
On normal,
horse.
that's interesting to know if that 126 pounds is just what they all carry, or you mean that'd be the only way to really make it like all the horse, I guess, because
Private
other,
horse races do not all have the same carrying weight. Weight varies based on the type of race. Unique weights, weights for age. Many others are handy. Many others. Oh, we use handicaps or more weights to handicap stronger horses. So it's just a different.
so some
system.
races you can have different weights on a jockey.
Guess so.
Huh. But look up the Oaks. See if the Oaks carries a specific weight, because I know, like, they show them, the jockeys weighing themselves, and they add weight to the horse's saddle to get them to 126 pounds if they're underweight. So I guess technically the jockey walks up there and they're programming their body weight to 125 probably, because I'm sure their silks or weigh a little something what they wear.
Yeah.
So
Let's see.
that's interesting.
They must carry, as of 2026, every filly 121 pounds.
121 pounds.
Total includes the jockey, saddle, and all safety equipment, ensuring a level playing field.
And the saddle?
Yep.
That's why they don't wear big saddles.
Hmm.
So damn, the jockey's probably down there in the 118 range then.
Guess so, yeah.
Because, I mean, the saddle's going to weigh a few pounds. It's not much to it, but it's something, and it's strapped on,
Yeah.
So maybe 118 to 120. That's crazy. But let's see some other fun facts about the Derby here for you all. Let's see. And these are fun for me too, really. Another fun fact about Derby tradition is the Vos family. We always hop in and do a little drive around the racetrack on Derby Eve, and down in the area of Louisville called the Highlands, where the Barnstable twins live. That's always fun to go down there. That's where they have that huge red what do they call that, red carpet gala event down there at the, for those of y'all that don't know, have to remember Double Mont gum, our double mint gum. That's where the twins. That's where they have that party at their house down in the Highlands. So, true that. Yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate those texts you guys are sending us on that. But here's something pretty neat too, Katie. This would be exciting for you. There's 11,000 pounds of shrimp consumed. Katie hates shrimp, but 15,000 pounds of pork, 20,000 pounds of beef. My goodness,
They have the beef.
get this: 300,000 plus meals are served on Derby weekend. 300,000 full meals.
Is that at like just Churchill Downs? Or
Yeah, at Churchill Downs. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Derby pie. We're not going to give a big shout out to Derby pie because the people that make the Derby pie beat WLS out of some landscaping money. So, yeah, so even as big as they are with their Derby pie, and they got the rights to the only ones to use that name, the Derby pie. Yeah.
I like a Derby pie.
They are good.
Yeah. Or a what's kind of a similar to a Derby pie?
Pecan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like a pecan pie.
So they got a very special whatever they put into their, what they call it, recipe for their Derby pie. And they got the naming rights to the Derby pie. How smart was that?
That's the real money maker, I'm sure.
That's that. Yeah, that's the real money maker. To say that. Mike says how much alcohol is consumed. Funny that you ask, Mike. 60,000 gallons of bourbon.
Wow.
60.
That's
Oh,
what he was giving the number
oh,
for.
at the Vos party. Let's see, 20,000 gallons of bourbon at the party. 60,000 gallons.
It's a great Gatsby party.
It's a derby. Besides mint juleps, get this, 20,000 glasses of old fashions are served.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm going to have me an old fashioned or two tomorrow. So I got the stuff to make those. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that little.
Yep. Thousands of bottles.
Can
Just,
you think you can do it with the fire ban?
yeah. I'll be careful. I'll just set the kitchen on fire.
Oh, there you go.
I need some propane. I'm not propane, butane. I need to get a little butane today. Thanks for reminding me of that. I'll probably forget and won't have it tomorrow. Where do you, I don't even know where you can get, well, it's got a little lighter for it. That's, but I wonder where you can get butane.
I don't know.
You can't get it at
Can you get it at like
you can't
propane place?
Well, I don't need propane. I need butane.
I know, but I'm saying can you get it at the same place?
Lowe's has got it like in a little bottle. Look it up and see if they really sell it, because I'll tell you who doesn't sell it, and I was really surprised, was Kroger. Well, they don't.
Walmart 2-pack. Is this what you want?
It's
This
like
doesn't look like what you want.
it's a really small bottle. It almost looks like a
That?
yeah.
You can get
And
a
it's
2-pack at Walmart for $8.94.
really, huh?
Or Walgreens. Was this butane?
I don't know.
Yeah, it says Walgreens has it too. $5.99.
Mike says, oh my God.
Never mix butane and alcohol.
Mike says he gets his at the gas station on the bad end of town.
Oh my
It's
God.
right near the bongs.
There you go.
He said it's about the only place in Bowling Green that sells it.
Wow. What are the odds?
Imagine that.
Gives me a
Right?
good alibi.
Hey,
Just getting the butane.
you ain't got no alibi. You ugly. You ugly. Let's
Just
see.
here to pick up some double mint in my butane.
Double mint of butane. Yeah. Let's see. Thousands of bottles of premium bourbon are sold in the VIP areas.
You can DoorDash it, by the way, too.
Really?
Yep.
I'll be damned. Champagne flows heavily, Mike. Tens of thousands of bottles are opened. Damn.
Crazy. Think bowling's gonna be down there?
I don't know. We ought to text Bowling and ask him if he's working. Katie, have you heard from him?
Since he gets all kinds of famous connections.
Yeah, he does.
Dan Marino.
Yeah.
Billy Bob Thornton and all the top A-listers of today's day and age.
They're looking for attendance to be over 150,000.
Jeez.
I remember when like 80 or 90,000 used to be a good day out there for real. But now it's like the goal's 150.
150,000. I mean, that's
It's a lot of people.
more than any stadium, football, basketball.
This is an arbitrary thing, but how much money's bet
Total
at total
Just at
on
Churchill.
Derby Day?
at the track? Or
It doesn't say. It says
Okay.
betting regularly surpasses. How much money you think it is? It's not $1 billion.
499 million. Bob.
This says 150 million
Wow.
on Derby Day alone.
That's crazy.
The winning horse gets typically over 3 million.
Dang.
It's a pretty good run, ain't it?
That'll do it.
And at last count, the Derby generates hundreds of millions of dollars is the economic impact in Louisville. Hundreds of millions.
I wonder where so a lot of the celebrities flying today.
Oh, and the airport gets full for you guys out there listening to us. Our airport, which we don't have a huge airport, but we got a decent size airport here in Louisville. and all the private jets that are out there.
I wonder where they stay.
It's fun. Oh,
Think they rent like Airbnb?
air,
Or
all
do
of
you
it.
think they'd get penthouses or
But yeah, I think it's, yeah. I think the yes is every bit of that. They do some Airbnbs. I often thought about,
you could do an Airbnb?
yeah.
You could get $1,000 a night.
Oh, I bet you get more than that.
The only downside you have is that the location. But I mean,
We're not
you're
right on
not,
top of Churchill
and that
Downs
might
yet.
even you could even some people see that as a benefit.
Yeah. We got a reminder from our HOA last week. I think I was telling y'all about this, didn't I? About doing Airbnbs.
No,
Reminding us that you can't Airbnb your home in this subdivision. And I mean, we're not in a really, and for you guys, so y'all know, I'm not in an exclusive subdivision, but I'm just in a normal middle class subdivision, you know. But yeah, they just sent out a reminder that it was against the bylaws of the HOA that you couldn't Airbnb. How would they know?
yeah,
You
I
know,
mean somebody would have to
I mean, they'd have to get out
snitch
of
on you.
control, you know. All right. Mike said maybe they're staying at Embassy Suites in East Louisville. The cook uses butter like his life depends on it. Maybe Mike, is that where you stayed last week? Because that's out there by where he played hockey. Yeah. We used to go out there and stay there just for something to do in Louisville every once in a while, Mike. When the kids were little, we'd go over there in the wintertime and stay at that Embassy Suites, and they could swim and all. But Mike said the cook likes butter out there. So, but anyway, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. It's always a fun day,
Yeah,
get everybody together.
it's fun too because it's like it is truly the whole day. You have something to continue to do.
Yeah,
It's like here's a race, there's a race. You get multiple,
time in
multiple
between.
slots, multiple
Yeah,
pools, multiple. Just it's a good all day event. And I
yeah.
feel like it is kind of funny. A lot of people talk about like how the locals don't go to the racetrack and stuff. But I truly feel like it is one of the rare events that is truly like the Derby as much as it is a local and a national thing, but it really is a highly celebrated, anticipated, partied event here in the city. Like that is it's in horse racing. It's not a big thing, but it's always here. Like I don't know if there's a lot of other events like that out there.
Something that
Like the
doesn't
Super
transfer.
Bowl's big and it's
Yeah,
bigger than Kentucky Derby, but it's also different places. You don't have like a namesake. It's not the Phoenix Super Bowl that plays in Phoenix every year and blah blah blah. The Olympics are big like that in a way, but not like on a single day, or it's never in the same
just
spot.
like horse racing. 'Cause like the Triple Crown, right? Or not ever horse race, but I mean like just because they obviously don't change either. I'm thinking of that's a really interesting point, Daniel, where it doesn't change. The Indianapolis 500.
That's another probably big one, but and that would be interesting to know. Like, do people in Indianapolis or Daytona, big Talladega, do they get into it as like a true cultural almost event or like a here comes Talladega kind of event? Or is it just, oh, it's NASCAR if you go to the race or you might watch it, but
May or may not.
maybe not.
Yeah.
Um, because I mean, it's weird because the Kentucky Derby it's not a championship race. It's just another race in a sense, but it's also kind of like known as the race.
The race, yeah. That's interesting. Mike sent us a picture of his eggs at Embassy Suites.
Oh
Katie, you ought to see this. Look, Daniel,
Ramsey.
all that brown is butter.
Gosh.
If y'all could see this, it's pretty incredible.
Some extra calories for sure.
Yeah. I'm surprised Mike could skate after that. I'm surprised the butter wasn't oozing out his feet. Maybe that's why he blew his skate out and had to get a rental. Oh my God. On that note, hey, oh man, it's May 1st, 1 and the time's 11:11. So it's
Wow.
11111. So anyways, hey, we're a little bit over. Thanks, Darren Gruner, for letting me have a little extra time today talking about Derby. So looking forward to Daniel and everybody coming over tomorrow. We're going to have a little Derby party. If you guys happen to be in town, anybody want to swing by, we'd be happy to have you.
I'll be trying out my world famous new recipe.
Oh, what are you making?
I'm going to try to make some banana pudding.
Nice. I'm sure it'll be okay. Has it got bananas in it?
Yep.
Okay. You got to ask anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's got like maybe four ingredients, so it'll be very low key, but hopefully it's good.
So yeah, we went. Tab and I went over to Costco last night and got some stuff in Kroger, and actually we got more Kroger than we did Costco. How weird's that? We thought Costco would have a lot of, stuff like that, but they really didn't. Like that kind of prepackaged, stuff for like a party kind of thing. Theirs is just big prepackaged stuff. Then you got to make it into a party play. So, but long story short, I left my dang on cheese out overnight. Yeah.
Fromage.
So, and then Katie looked it up for me this morning and gave me the bad news that we need to pitch it. So I figured so. I was probably going to pitch it anyway. Y'all know me. I don't trust things that sit out too long. That's the bad thing about a party like this. You got to be cognizant of what the world's sitting out. And I did, but I got some, what do we get? I think I got a little something for everybody that you like. I'm going to make some spinach dip. I haven't had that forever. I know Holly likes that.
They're coming up.
You can't eat it, can you?
No.
You can't have that yet.
Be pretty rough, raw spinach, or not raw, but
yeah,
uncooked, whatever.
So Holly's going to come up and spend the night with us. Robin's going to spend the night tonight. I think she is. Anyway, she said she might. So we're going to have a slumber party. So we might need more alcohol. This crew that's now just me and Robin are only two that really drink. Katie said she might have one Lily drink, and I don't know. Caitlin may or may not have one. I don't know. We got to find out what's in a Lily to see by buying the pieces to make it.
I think we did it last year.
Yeah,
it didn't seem overly complicated.
No. I think what I was really thinking about was just making like a picture of them.
Yeah, I think that's what we did last year.
That'd be a whole lot easier than individualizing them, So, anyways, hey, I appreciate you guys tuning in and every day here on Turfs Up Radio, and then specifically for my show on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to be a little bit selfish and say I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Hope you have a great weekend. I'm looking forward to a great weekend. Maybe if I figure out how to get my app, my remote app going on my phone, we can do a coming to you live from WLS Derby party tomorrow here on Turfs Up Radio. I'm not so sure if I can pull that off or not, but we'll see if we can make that happen. But anyways, hey, you guys have a great day. Stay tuned to Turfs Up Radio all day long, and we'll see you on Monday. And remember, profit is not a dirty word.